And we're back with another edition of the PCC Multiverse. My name is Gerald Glassford from Pop Culture Cosmos and Game Source. We truly appreciate being part of the broadcast here today. And guess what? It wouldn't be a PCC Multiverse without my good friend. He is the man, the myth, the legend. He is the protagonist in the Humanican Media Game of Life. He is the man that's better known as the CEO of Humanican Media, is Josh Peterson. What's up, my friend?
I am the protagonist of my own life as well, and the antagonist. That's how conflicted I am.
That sounds like it indeed, but it's truly great to have you back on the show for another go-around with the PCC Multiverse. We truly appreciate it. Again, everybody out there checking us out each and every Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on the Podcast Radio Network. And I'll tell you what, there's a great show lineup for you today. We've got Tyler Baker from the Fantasy Football Pater podcast previewing Week 3 in the NFL with me. And then we've also got our thoughts on the dying retail industry as another retail giant from the past has seen some hard times. And we'll talk a little bit more about that as we close the show. And our good friends from the TVRatingsGuide.com, Hunter Vaught, and also Jessica Boggs. They're here to talk more in our fall TV preview part 2. We'll talk some more about some of their shows that they really like and some picks that they thought, well, you want to take a look at and give a second chance or even a first chance to this fall season. But Josh, is going to be a big weekend at a box office and also a very important one indeed, because I know Matthew Vaughn is somewhere on this planet on a lot of pins and needles as far as for the future of the Kingsman franchise, correct?
Right, dude. Honestly, like, what a great movie Kingsman was. It was a sleeper hit. I wanted to see it in theaters and ended up actually seeing it till it hit digital and Blu-ray, but it blew me away completely beyond my expectations. So I'm hoping for big things out of this one, and I haven't opened up any reviews, but from what I understand, people have said good things about it so far. So we'll I'll have to get back to you after I watch it. But yes, this is an important day for Matthew Vaughn, and he was saying in an interview that if this movie does well, he would like to go back and give people the Fantastic Four movie that they deserve. So who knows what that could lead to? But yeah, it's exciting.
It's exciting indeed, because if all goes well with Kingsman: The Golden Circle, which is out this weekend at the box office and movie theaters everywhere, I'll tell you what, it is definitely important because the future of the Kingsman franchise relies heavily on what's going to go on in the next 2-3 weeks, especially this weekend at the box office, both here and abroad. Kingsman: The Secret Service, the original movie, was such a surprise hit and a very good movie indeed. The reviews so far seem to be pretty good for the movie, pretty strong indeed. They like the Statesman as far as the American version of the Kingsman, being that group that plays off of the Kingsman group, so it's a good playoff there. I was kind of worried whether they would just like run that joke into the ground, but it looks like they do enough in combination with each other that really looks like it's going to work out very well. I'm also going to see the movie this weekend, hopefully, and I look forward to it indeed. But the reason why it is so important is because that pretty much I think he's given the inference, like you said in interviews, that not only is the Fantasy Four, I guess, reboot that he's talked about in question, but he's also talked about if the movie does well enough this weekend and also going forward in the next 2-3 weeks, that he will get the green light for a third one. And I'll throw this out at you, Josh. If the movie does well enough, it's projected to do right around $45 million this weekend at domestically the box office. If it does strong, 100 million plus here, and maybe another 400 million worldwide, do you think we could actually see also as well a Statesman franchise? Because there's some name actors there that could obviously sell a movie themselves very well.
Right, but that would be cool. I love a spinoff, especially, or I love the idea of a spinoff in the Kingsman universe. However, when it comes to, I was surprised to know that Channing Tatum was in this movie, because when it comes to franchises and superhero business, he's not exactly, he doesn't really have a good track record with being reliable. I mean, how many times has he dropped in and out of the Gambit movie? And I know it was like they had a hard time even booking him for 22 Jump Street. So I like the idea, but I would have to like actually see it in motion before I actually started believing in it.
Well, I think it would be great because I heard good things about it. I heard also as well Channing Tatum may not be in the movie as much as a lot of people like, which is a good thing because obviously in the scenes that he is in, that obviously means that he did a fair enough job that people want to see more of his character. So definitely some great signs there. And obviously they're going to have the wacky and crazy stunts, and obviously the crazy over the top plot that actually is very fun to watch. So very strong reviews out there. I highly suggest you go take a look at it, and how it battles also the Lego Ninjago movie and the It movie, how those three movies are seen and where they fall dominoes wise with the box office this weekend. It is very, very interesting to see. And this could be one of the most interesting weekends of the year, especially coming off a great month so far, what could be a record month for the movie industry in the month of September, after one of the worst movies in 10 years, according to most box office pundits, in regards to such a bad August. So that's definitely some great news indeed. Great movies to see this weekend. But Josh, I want to ask you a little bit about the Lego Ninjago movie. Obviously, we've seen with the Lego movie being a big hit and the Lego Batman movie being, doing pretty good, but not as great as the Lego movie. Do you see some diminishing returns for this show that has already been well known on the Cartoon Network?
Yeah. Okay. So this is my view on this, because I know my nephew likes to watch this show, and it's one thing to, for your kids to be watching Netflix like on their iPads and on TV and stuff, or on their video game consoles, because the parents they can just kind of give it to them, let them watch it, and then just kind of go off and do their own thing. But I think it's another problem when the parents, trying to get the parents to go see these movies like with their kids, to take their kids to see it. So I'm under the impression that it's going to have a better, it might do better when it hits home video as opposed to doing what it does in theaters, because it's like if I went to try to take my dad to see like a Transformers movie, he absolutely hates those. So like there's no way that he would ever go to a movie theater to see that. So I think that's the problem with the Lego movies. And obviously the actual Lego movie was more of like a big family movie type hit, whereas Lego Batman and I guess Ninjago in a way were more geared towards a certain subsect of of Lego fans. So I don't know, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, when it comes to the Lego universe, it seems like you're getting the law of diminishing returns. And just for me, it's expected to do right around $30 to $35 million, which is, pretty good, for a movie of that stature, which is basically a kid's movie in the middle of the school year. So that's definitely something to be wary of with the results this weekend. So could be something very promising that if it does garner enough interest, it could make over $100 million still, which is obviously a big win for the Lego movie franchise. But if it doesn't do that well, or if it doesn't hold over that strongly, then you have the law of diminishing returns. And then you might have some serious issues if the Lego Movie 2 actually does come into fruition and does become a movie that's going to be debuting at some point in time in 2018 or 2019 and beyond, because then you have an issue where people may have fatigue on watching the Lego universe and that novelty of these Lego characters being, with the sharp wit and the funny stories and whatnot. They may have been, okay, I've seen it once, seen it twice, seen it 3 times. Okay, I'm pretty much done with it. So that tells me whatever goes on this weekend, if there's still life and there's still fire within audiences as far as wanting to see the Lego franchise movies. So definitely, I'm looking very forward to it. I know my girls still want to see the Lego Ninjago movies, so definitely, we're going to be seeing at some point in time in the near future. So that's definitely something to look out for as well. But I will share my thoughts when I can on the movie, if possible. But I want to know from you, Josh, if the movie doesn't do well, should the Lego Movie 2 still go forward in production?
Yeah, I think so because, like I said, these like Lego Batman, Lego Ninjago, they're serving a subsection of Lego fans, and whereas the Lego Movie kind of encompassed everything. It was a movie that was for adults, it was for kids. It had everything. It's like watching SpongeBob, so it kind of had a little something for everybody. So I think that families will be more likely to go see these movies, a legitimate Lego movie, as opposed to these, Ninjago, these little side, whatever you want to call it,
Side stories or whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. So I think I think that Lego Movie 2 is something that needs to happen.
Well, if that's the case, and even if it does have diminishing returns, you're still talking probably something in the neighborhood of $300-400 million worldwide at the box office. So as long as you can create a mindset with that the case, and still understand that that's probably where your ceiling is, you got to make sure that you budget accordingly so that you can still see a decent profit from there. So it's very interesting to see this weekend at the box office, because you have three major movies people still want to see with it. I'm also curious to see how well it's going to hold over as well. And talking about Lego Ninjago movie, and also as well, you've got Kingsman, the Golden Circle, which both you and I are very excited to see. So looking forward to a great weekend with the movies, people coming back in droves in the movies, and it's just great to see. We're really excited for it. What are your thoughts out there on this weekend at the movies? Which movie you're going to see? Are you going to see it, the Lego Ninjago movie, or do you have a feeling you want to go see the brand new Kingsman movie, The Golden Circle? Tell us your thoughts, popculturecosmos@yahoo.com, and tell us, if you did go see the movie this weekend, how was it? What were your thoughts? We'll share them on the air if you want. You let us know, popculturecosmos@yahoo.com. Also as well, Pop Culture Cosmos, Humanica Media, and Game Source on Facebook and Twitter as well. And I'll tell you what, we've got a great show lineup for you. We've got, like I said, we've got the TVRatingsGuide.com. Hunter and Jessica are on deck, ready to talk more about their favorite thing in life, and that's television, and all the great stuff that's going on in there in part 2 of our TV fall preview. Plus, also as well, Tyler Baker from the Fantasy Football Paydirt podcast. He will stop by to preview Week 3 in the NFL with me for fantasy owners. And then also, Josh and I will close out the show with thoughts on a retail giant that is seeing some hard times, and if people actually care, if that it might be, possibly, could be going out of business. So we'll share those thoughts indeed. But first, we've got a great thing for you right here. It's our good friend, It's Plasma Z. He's always here on Fridays at the PCC Multiverse. This is Junkyard Nomads, and this is the PCC Multiverse. And we're back with the PCT Multiverse to close out the show. This is Gerald Glassford from Pop Culture Cosmos and Game Source. We truly appreciate you being part of the broadcast here today. Just truly awesome. And if you catch our other shows on the podcast radio network, that's the Pop Culture Cosmos show, the #1 show on Monday nights, not only Monday night, the #1 show on the podcast radio network every Monday night, 10:30 p.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Pacific. And then also as well, one of the top 10 rated shows itself. That's the Attack of the Humanicans. That is at 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific on the Podcast Radio Network. And before I tell you where you can download and stream the Pop Culture Cosmos shows, there's also great stuff from Humanica Media on board. So Josh, I ask you, my friend, what's on board and what's on tap with all the great things going on at Humanica Media?
Well, on tap, we have our special craft brew of What About This being recorded on Saturday, so you can look forward to that on Monday. There's no Super BS this week, but there is an interview with a game developer, so I won't give too much away with that, but you should definitely check it out. Sorry. We have a new Inside Sports, which will be posted tomorrow. I tried to post it today, but we're having server issues here. And then, yeah, we'll have... I know that there's something else, and I'm sorry, but I'm blanking out. So just follow us on Facebook, and you'll see all the updates as they come up. And Pop Culture Cosmos, we also post all the updates from Humanican Media. So stay tuned. Yeah, and Attack of the Humanicans, check it out, Tuesday nights.
Well, podcast.com is back up and running, just to let you know.
Oh, perfect.
Yes. See, that's what messages to the help center does for you. So I think I'm just their person in the know, you know, hey, your site's down. Just wanted to let you know we kind of use it still. So anyways, just thanks podcast.com. We just glad to have you back on the air. So it's just awesome because you know, without you, we wouldn't have such a great program indeed. So without your help, it's just shout outs to you, podcast.com. But get back on the road here. We just truly appreciate, again, everybody being part of the broadcast. And if for any reason you need to stream and download the show, or you like to stream or download the show, hey, that's no problem. At the PCC Multiverse and the Pop Culture Cosmos show is always available on Apple Podcasts, Ace Podcast Network, TuneIn, Overcast.fm, Player.fm, Google Play, Stitcher, Podcast.com, Mixcloud, the ESO Network, the Tangibound Network, the Gunny Geek Network as well, Cast Crunch, Social Podcasts, and our home site, popculturecosmos.wordpress.com. And if you do download and or stream our show off of one of those channels, we try very hard to add extra content, especially for everyone out there on those channels, whether it's an interview, extra little side thing, or a full featured podcast or two. We always add that on there just because we love you so much right here at the Pop Culture Cosmos. So Josh, I heard some pretty bad news this week when it comes to the retail industry, an industry that over the years I am familiar with because I've been manager on more than one occasion of some retail entities. So I know the good and the bad in dealing with the industry and the ins and outs on a daily basis. Toys R Us filed for bankruptcy this week. And I don't know their long-term future unless they get some help financially or help from their creditors, but it really doesn't look good once it goes past Christmas. And I know they're going to, at the very least, close some stores once Christmas is done and over with. So I ask you, Josh, does the icon and staple of retail industry known as Toys R Us falling to the wayside mean anything to you, maybe as a younger audience member, or do you think, you know, to your peers or millennials out there, it means anything at all about Toys R Us being, you know, possibly biting the dust?
Yeah, it's sad for sure because they're the last sort of toy store franchise out there. Remember KB Toys, and that went out of business. And then there's another one that I can't, whose name I can't remember. But yeah, it's sad to see it go. I don't know how well they've been doing. Apparently not well, but
well, when you base your audience, you base your retail, like a lot of retail industries, base it off of pretty much 2 months of the year to pay for the other 10 months of the year. That's kind of hard to do on a year in, year out basis.
Yeah, that's true. But at the same time, like, I thought that they were doing well with all these new hybrid Toys R Us Babies R Us stores popping up. And they do have some good stuff there. Like they have a lot of like collectibles that you wouldn't be able to find anywhere else except for the internet. But it's, you know, that they have some choice stuff, and they've always been, you know, as far as like new video game consoles and games go, they've always been good at promoting that and having lines wrapped around their buildings. So it's hard to really know, like, maybe if they were able to stay in business this long, like, they obviously had to be doing something right. So I wonder exactly what the, you know, what the cog in the machine was that stopped working for them.
I think you hit the nail on the head when you said internet, because with Amazon.com, Walmart.com, Target.com that can send it to you or have it right directly at one of their stores, it makes it hard for any specialty retailer to get a leg up on the industry like they once had. Toys R Us had its niche as being the one where you could find all those toys where you couldn't find them at other stores. With Amazon and Walmart pretty much dominating the scene and Target getting a good share too, plus eBay, plus all those other entities available online, it's now becoming a place where you can obviously find what you're looking for from your own computer, from your own house, correct?
Yeah, and like there, I I feel like Toys R Us is the first domino in a long series of dominoes. Like who knows how long it'll be until we see Target go out of business or Walmart or.
Well, Kmart and Sears are already, they're almost done. And then you've got, unfortunately, as well, I remember because I was manager of Game Crazies, and Game Crazy bit the dust. Their parent company, Hollywood Video, bit the dust. Obviously, as well, Blockbuster Video, they both bit the dust with streaming services and Redbox starting to dominate the shelves as well. So, I mean, we're seeing a more modern world, a different age, but it's causing some casualties.
Right, but we're also seeing a lot of stores finding themselves forced to evolve with the time. So you have your GameStops or basically become Hot Topic now, and you can buy they have a whole lot of T-shirts and anime and video game stuff inside these stores. You have Targets and Walmarts becoming grocery store outlets. You have, I'm sure there's more examples than I'm thinking of right now, but and I even noticed too that like Staples is going out a bit. Like they're slowly becoming less and less. There's
Office Depot, Office Max,
Office Max. Even Best Buy is kind of before they introduced that like gaming program, they started getting into the digital market. Like they were going downhill pretty quick too.
There's definitely a lot of room for concern for the retail industry. But, first off, there's a lot of people involved, and we're very, very sad to see a lot of people that may be at risk for losing their jobs in any one of these outlets that might be hitting some hard times after the holiday season. So our thoughts and prayers are with you, and we're just hoping that everything will be okay for you. But yes, it is definitely a changing industry indeed, as far as the way people navigate and buy their merchandise, because the experience of going and walking into a store and actually feeling and touching and holding up whatever it is that you're looking for, that seems to be definitely going by the wayside. And now Amazon this week announced it's getting easier to go ahead and return the products, because they're doing it. You can do it through Kohl's, you can do it through Whole Foods, as far as returning their stuff, to make it even easier so you don't always have to worry about sending it back. So that even creates a bigger problem and a larger problem for other retail outlets who are not playing ball in the same way with Amazon.com. So definitely some food for thought there. Josh, any last thoughts? Speaking of which, any last thoughts on the closure of Toys R Us and what that means going forward for people like you and I, as far as trying to go and get that next great game, the next great toy, that next great gift, or for our loved ones, young and old alike?
Like I said, man, it's sad for sure. Like I do a majority of my Christmas shopping and birthday shopping for my nephew and people and cousins at Toys R Us. So it's sad to see it shut down. And I don't, I guess we'll have to go to Target, but they don't have. I don't know about you, but I like going out and buying things. I don't like, if it's something that's like cheaper online, I'm fine with that. But really, by the time you pay shipping and all that, you're paying just as much as you would to just drive out to a store and get. And I like going to the store because I like seeing what else is out there. I have more than just what Amazon recommends to me. So I'm sad. I'm saddened by it, and we'll see what comes of it. But times are changing, and that's just a sad fact, I guess.
Well, it definitely is, but yes, like you, I like going out and actually going and touching and feeling products. But then again, I've also gotten used to, hey, I'm in a hurry. What do I need to do? Oh, Amazon's got free shipping. Walmart's got free shipping. Okay, I'll just go on one of their sites and boom, I'll buy it, whatnot. There are times when I do that. Now, when it comes to holiday shopping, I definitely am that person. I think that for me, Black Friday is like another sport. You know, me going out there and challenging everybody out there to get the best deals. I love that, that rush, that mad rush to going in and out of stores and whatnot, going in and out of the shopping malls, which to you and I, maybe when by the time we're, well, in my case, really old, in your case, old, that it may be a thing of the past going to shopping malls and shopping for Christmas presents and all that. So definitely could be some hard times coming to the retail industry, even more so in the future, but it's definitely a bad sign and a very sad sign for those who love Toys R Us over the years like we have as faithful Toys R Us customers. So definitely some very sad news indeed. But again, our thoughts and our very best to all those individuals who are working those stores, and hopefully that you'll be able to get on track if something does unfortunately happen with Toys R Us stores going out of business. But hopefully they can be saved. Maybe they can be pulled out of bankruptcy. You never know. We'll just have to wait and see. What are your thoughts on the Toys R Us bankruptcy announcement? Are you sad to see something that was once a retail giant seeing some hard times? Or do you even care at all and you're just ordering away on eBay or Amazon or Walmart.com and it's no problem at all? And hey, that's the way you feel. That's the way you feel. Share us your thoughts. popculturecosmos@yahoo.com. Also as well, Pop Culture Cosmos, Humanica Media, and Game Source on Facebook and Twitter as well. So, Josh, looking forward to anything good this weekend? There's some great movies out there.
Yeah, I'm going to try to go see Kingsmen this weekend, but it might end up being Monday before I get to watch it. I am like right at the end of finishing Final Fantasy 12, The Zodiac Age, and this game's just been killing me, and I forgot, like, I'm going to pop a review up. But yeah, I remember loving it the first time I played it, and then this time I'm going through it in my mind. Because the first time I played was I think it was in I want to say 8th or 9th grade, and now I'm sitting here going back to it, and I'm like, dude, I don't know why I like this game so much the first time. So you'll be able to read my thoughts when I pop it up there. But yeah, got that to look forward to.
Oh, that's great indeed, and truly appreciate it. Look for that on the popculturecosmos.wordpress.com site. I've also thrown up some stuff there as well in regards to the very greatest in pro wrestling, so you definitely want to take a look at that indeed. So for Josh Peterson, this is Gerald Glassford. It's been another beautiful day in paradise right here in the PCC Multiverse. We thank you for listening. And here's hoping, gotta find my finger here, you have yourself a great day.